I'm going to tell you why are statistics like road signs for you when you're developing a product. And why road signs? Because when you're going on a journey, you should know which way you're going. Well, if you don't know where you're going to get lost or you're going to basically fail. So remember, but there's this hint. There's no GPS, there's no Google Maps, nothing that's going to tell you, yeah, you have to go right now or whatever, because nobody knows about your product. Nobody's been doing this exact same thing right now before, ever. So nobody's going to be able to tell you, you have to do this. Basically, it's going to be a hard and curvy road. You got to be quick and know which way you're going, because many people are just going to fail, and hopefully that's not one of you. And this is what every business wants. This is probably what you're looking at and you're like, yeah, we're supposed to be there in, say, 3 years. Yeah, let's be the next Uber. And how are you going to get there? By looking at the data, using it, and analyzing to be able to tell you where you are and what are you going to do next. Why? Basically because it doesn't lie. Because if it's the statistics say it, it's not like, I like green, so let's make our button green. No. Green got 30% clicks in the A/B test, red got 70. Basically, red is going to be the thing you're going to go with because it doesn't lie. So there are 3 areas, I would say, 3 phases that you might identify your project, your startup, your business, your work, whatever you're doing right now. And that's going to be before product market fit. You're actually trying to get these people to know what you're doing and yeah, I kind of like this company. I'm going to try and buy this. Have these early adopters get to you and find them to get the initial traction. That's going to be where you're basically starting to sell, where you're like, yeah, we got this. We're going to be the next great unicorn. And the growth. So my question is, how many in the first phase of you? How many are in the second? And the third? Nice. How many of you know at least one of these abbreviations? How many know all? Basically, you should measure every single one of these when you're doing your business, selling your product, offering your services. If you don't know them, start following them and be able to tell your coworkers, your partners, your investors, because otherwise they're going to tell you, you don't know your business, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know if next year you're going to be profitable. So you can divide your product into specific goals and be able to measure each one of them and focus on whether you're profitable or not, whether you have enough cash, whether you're growing, or how much of the market share do you have. And try and keep the lifetime value of their customers at least 3 times higher than the acquisition cost. Small benchmark to go with, but if you try and follow that, you're going to be in a good place. And time to recover customer acquisition cost, less than 12 months, because I wish that your customers are going to stay with you for longer, but you have to be prepared that, okay, we have to recover this acquisition cost, and we have to do it quick. Measure your acquisition cost, measure your lifetime value, and that's one of the approaches how to measure your profitability. Another one is by looking at the revenue, expenses, and costs of goods sold. And per employee, if you're just basically focusing on people, how much each employee is bringing to the company, how much each employee is costing you. And if you're on the positive side, great. So let's drill down to the monthly recurring revenue. So average rate per user, revenue per user, and total number of customers. Basically, I have 10 customers, each is worth $200. Great. I have 2,000 MRR. Great. And for example, then you have to look at churn. How many of them are getting out of my company, out of my product each month? 2. I'm losing 2 customers every month. So in order to reach $10,000, I have to get these many customers, and as far as I know, I'm losing 2 a month. So the math is pretty simple, but you got to measure that kind of stuff. And the long-term goal, have the lifetime value go up, 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 and acquisition cost, whenever you have your target group better described and you know better what's the real pain point that Dermot's been talking about, then it's going to be easier and cheaper for you to get the acquisition cost down. So what is the biggest killer of most startups? The acquisition cost, because basically a lot of people pay tons of money to get these customers and they don't even know if they're going to retain, if they're going to pay, if they're going to refer. That's where a lot of money is being wasted because, for example, okay, I'm spending $100 to get a customer. He just gets to my website and he bounces and I get nothing from it. You got to think the whole process through in order to not waste money and decrease this cost to be able to finally grow and not go bankrupt, hopefully. And basically, are you profitable? What is your lifetime value? And how to calculate the lifetime value? Average revenue times lifetime minus the costs. Sounds simple, a lot of people don't do it. How many of you do this kind of maths? Try doing it, and maybe the numbers are going to say you're in a good place, hopefully. If not, maybe you're going to find out what's wrong and be able to fix it. What is the acquisition cost? So you have, say, for example, like AdWords campaign. You're spending $5,000 a month. You get 10 customers from that campaign, so you can count, okay, it cost me $5,000 to get these customers. It cost me $500 per customer. But then you have this person that's actually doing the campaign, the time that they've spent on this campaign, and what they could have been doing instead of this campaign. That's also a part of the costs that you should look at, because otherwise you might omit something or just not be aware of the fact that there was an idea that could have worked better, that they could have been working on. So number of total cost of the campaign divided by the number of closed deals is going to give you the acquisition cost. So how to put this all into action? Not to just have the small talk. Well, this is the old school funnel, and what the marketing was responsible for is just getting the leads into the funnel. Okay, I got people to my website. I'm so happy. The sales guys are so busy because they have these tons of leads. Okay, I could have gotten 1 million people to my website. I don't care. But the thing is, if you get 500 people and they are quality, it's a lot better, because basically you have the right people in the right room with the right sales guys. You could have had, like, I don't know, 1 million guys from a country that's totally irrelevant to your website. It's not going to work for you because they're not going to turn into revenue, and that's what you're looking at. So it's quality over quantity. How many of you know Dave McClure? Okay, how many of you know 500 startups? Nobody? Okay. Okay, Dave McClure is the guy that founded 500 Startups. It's a venture capital company from California, from the Silicon Valley. They've invested in over 500 startups already. And how many of you know what are pirate metrics? Okay, well, Dave McClure created pirate metrics, which is the new way of a funnel, which is basically 5 stages instead of 3, which goes much deeper and focuses on acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. So how do these people find us? Do they have a good first experience? Are they coming back? Are they referring people to me again? And are they actually paying? So am I monetizing these people? Why pirate metrics? Because it's AARRR, which basically goes to R. Great. Going into little details of each stage. Acquisition. There are different tactics you can use for acquisition. I'm sure many of you know at least a couple of them, but depending on your product, depending on your target base, it's all going to be different, so you got to adjust it accordingly, of course. A small disclaimer, as I said before, you don't need a huge amount of traffic, you just need the relevant people to be on your website to have the money coming through. You have to activate them, for example, okay, you got this pop-up to get their email, you have this video that's going to get them signed up, whatever, depending on what you're doing, you have to somehow get their action and be able to somehow get their attention more towards what you're offering. Examples of actions, you can get them through social, through content, newsletter, whatever. There are different methods, and again, you have to know best what's working for your company, for your customers. And there are small differences between activation in B2B and B2C. In B2B, it's much more serious because, okay, it can be a request for proposal or just a website contact form filled. Okay, it's pretty serious there. But in B2C, for example, okay, I'm getting my Zalando account set up. That's my activation, for example. I'm looking at the shoes at Zalando. I'm putting them into my basket. Okay, that's some kind of an activation for on the B2C. Then retention, they have to come back to you instead of just leaving forever and having this money wasted. Because you got them to your site, they've spent some time, they activated there, but are they coming back? Are they going to spend some money with me? Are they going to refer some people eventually? Then how to do that? By, again, different methods like, for example, an email campaign. Okay, somebody gave you an email, then you put them into a campaign that says, for example, hi, thank you for signing up, try our software, first tip, how to do it, second tip, how to do it, maybe you're going to buy the software, another tip, some success story. There are different campaigns. I recommend, if you're going to be looking at this kind of stuff, Evernote did a great campaign how to do this, and it's very well described online. Revenue. So they're paying or not? Or is your product being paid for, or are you just doing a freemium? You know your product. I don't know how you're going to get the money, but the most important thing is, the streams of revenue. Referral. How are they going to actually have more people coming? Because this is the virality question of every business. Like, okay, if these people are satisfied enough, they're going to bring in more people, which is going to be even more awesome for us, because basically we don't have to pay for these additional people. They already know about our product because, for example, Dermot told me, okay, this is great software, you have to try it. I'm going to be like, okay, I trust it already because I know Dermot, I know he knows stuff about software. I'm going to be like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And the company didn't spend a dime on that because basically they provided you with a great product, great support, and an experience that you're willing to share with others. And just for your information, the virality metric goes, if, for example, one person refers 16, then the funnel is able to fuel itself. Because, for example, you have 5% of the customers that are referring. If each of them refers 16 people, then it's basically going to go viral. You're going to have this hockey stick scale. But this is the long run, and this should be the job of marketing. Not just having the people coming to your website, looking at the product, going to conferences, getting this article into some kind of blog or newspaper. And each source should have its own different funnel. For example, people that are coming to your site, to your product from Facebook, are different people that are going to be coming from your email campaign or from a search engine. These people are different, they have different needs, they see your product differently, and you should address them differently because of these differences. And that's why these funnels should not be the same, at least in the initial stages. It's different activation, different acquisition, retention. Say you get people from Facebook, you have a Facebook pixel that's going to be able to retarget them on Facebook later. So they're going to get back that way. If you get people coming from Google, you can have a Google Ad Network pixel that's going to get them back. It just has a retention idea. So basically you have this bucket that you're trying to get all these people into. These graphics are awesome, by the way. I made them myself. And you have these different sources. You should choose 3 channels, at least. Well, not at least, tops. And mark them as the channel that gets you the biggest volume, the lowest cost, and the best performing in terms of percent, the biggest conversions. So looking at that, 2-3 channels are enough. And then activate them. Tons of tests, tons of ideas coming through just to see what works, what doesn't work, learning, getting the statistics, and iterating again and again to be able to tell, for example, okay, this color is working, this color is not working, let's go to the next one. This form is long, it's not working, the conversion rate is dropping, let's delete some of the windows in the contact form, etc., etc. Building this idea is going to activate these people, ideas again, tests, and to see what works. then get them back. How? For example, email. Time spent on the site, basically you can adjust your remarketing to be able to target, to have these people, okay, he clicked through 3 pages, he's worth of my ads chasing him on remarketing, and then it's more valuable to spend the money on this guy. Again, next, referral. Are these people willing to refer to me? And after a happy experience, do you know Net Promoter Score? Basically, how happy are they with your product on a scale of 1 to 10. If they are between 8 and 10, okay, you can go to them and say, okay, I see that you're happy with my product. How about you tell some of your friends about it? If they're not happy, they're going to be even worse because they're going to be telling people, I don't like this product, don't use it at all. So it's actually, you have to be targeted with what you're doing right here because you can hurt yourself a lot. And basically revenue, you know how to do it. I don't know your product. So an example of a funnel, you have 1,000 people coming to your site for, let's say, from Facebook. 10% of them are activated, so they leave their email. 5% is coming back to you. 20 of them, so 2% is paying for you. And say 0.5% is doing a referral. Okay, here, basic funnel. Works. Good, you get money coming, you get referral coming. Great. Just increase the number of acquisitions. And basically you just put more of water into the bucket and you're good to go, your business working. So let's look at the examples of, say, Facebook. How did you find out about Facebook? Probably through friends or press or SEO, but most likely friends. Then if you add 5 or more friends, you are a lot more likely to be coming back to Facebook. Because basically you're looking at what's he doing tomorrow, what's he today or yesterday, let's see, let's chat with my friends, and coming back to see that. Well, the ads are there and they are getting more and more annoying as everybody sees, that's how they make the money, and they want to see more of their friends on Facebook, so they refer even more people coming to sign up. Basically, their referral is working great there. They've got it figured out. Good example of Facebook. Dropbox, a very famous case also. Basic channels to acquire the traffic for friends, press, SEO, or referral. You get your sign up for your product, for your account. Get this space you can use on your cloud storage. You come back because you've dropped some files there. You want to use them again, for example, or you want to share them with somebody. You need more space, maybe you're gonna buy it, or you're gonna do what made the Dropbox grow exponentially. You're gonna refer more people, so you get more space on your account, and your friends get more space as well. So it's mutually beneficial. Uber. You also basically everybody heard about Uber from press, SEO, friends, social. You got your first ride. You were probably maybe happy with it. And because you got a free code, you could do it without any money. And then you come back because, for example, you have another code, or you really have to go somewhere quickly, or you're just not using taxis anymore because you don't like taxis. You pay for that, and when you want to have more free rides, you basically refer. You get a free ride, your friends get a free ride, everybody's happy, again, mutually beneficial. By the way, if anybody doesn't use Uber, this is my code. I would be happy if you sign up, I get a free ride. Just another small example out of the blue, eStore with socks. You might use SEO to get the traffic to you, then you acquire them activate them because you have really unique patterns of your socks, or for example, you have 3 socks instead of 2 to make them mix and match to be special. Then let's say you have remarketing used to be able to get these people back to your site. They finally buy these socks and refer it to another friend because, okay, if my friend buys 4 pairs, I get 1 pair for free. Simple referral plan, very popular. CRM, again, SEO, social referral to acquire the traffic. Activate by having awesome features that are going to blow you away and save you a lot of time in working with your customers in your work. You retain because you left your email address, because then you get into a campaign and they are basically saying, you're awesome, you should use our software, we have so many features that are going to be helping you with this, and that. You basically buy it because, okay, it works for me, it's cheap, I'm going to try it. And let's say it's so good that the user experience was so nice that you refer it to another friend because you know that they have a similar problem. Apple equipment services. Social, great place to advertise that. Activate them by having a good reputation and high scores of the reviews on Facebook. Have them come back because you use Facebook for marketing, for example. Get the revenue when people finally start buying your stuff, and they refer because you can get a discount. So if you want to learn more about that, I'm doing a meetup with my friends every 2 weeks, so I'd be happy if you want to find out more about growth hacking. So if you have any questions, you can find me there, and thank you.